In this video, we're talking about the new updated Utopia deck profile. This is a pure build which doesn't run adventure. However, if you want to play the most competitive version, I highly recommend it. Post Maze and Memories, we get overlay network, and also we're talking about some side deck cards which I want to mention, which actually changed the deck and turned it from a really crazy OTK negate board into a FTK negate board and board lock combo. Let's get into it. What's going on, guys? So coming up first, we're talking about Utopia. You play this as a 3-0, can search any Zexal, Onomat, and I think rank up card in the game. That means you can also search numbers protection, which is your Omni negate, and then it can spread on itself if you have an Exceed monster on the field, which is so important. You also run an extra monster just to find this card. If you saw my Utopia Kashtira deck profile and combo video, I was running this at a different ratio. In the pure version though, if we can find it in our hand, we'd have to deal with some Utopic Sage to bring it out. We only run 2 glove even in a pure build, and the main reason for that is this is the one you don't want to see in your hand as often. Colt can spread on itself if Utopic Onomatopoeia is on the field, and that is your level 4 rank 4 bridge right there. You can also special summon Utopic Onomatopoeia from the graveyard, which, you know, it has its effect to spread summons from the hand as well. Just quickly, glove can spread summon itself from the graveyard if Utopic Onomatopoeia is on the field. It can special summon 1 from the hand. Next up, we're running 3 Utopic Onomatopoeia. I wouldn't even call this the heart and soul of the deck. Ironically, it is so important though, because you really want to make sure you get to find this card, and once you do, you can really get your Onomat engine going. This card can bridge so many things in the Onomat deck. And then some one-offs which we're using just to help with the consistency, and obviously Pegasus to Saber is a monster negation, which is really cool. It plays with Dark no more. It's an equip spell. Reveal a number monster, copy its rank as a level, and express summon it. All you need if you do get hand trap is that really easy Utopia double. And then to round it off, because we are running a pure version, we can finally run hand traps to really destroy some of the craziest decks in the game. Branded kind of lose to the one Ash Blossom, so you have to play for that reason. We are an Exceed based deck. We do lose to Book of Eclipse if they activate it, and that's it for the monster lineup. We're going to move straight up into the spells and traps now. So starting off with the spells, we have 3 of the Onomatopoeia. Can search 2 of the Onomat style cards. This card is so clutch. It is basically, you could argue this is a 1-card engine deck, and then when you pair it with just any other Garaga monster or any level 4 extender, you have full combo with like 8 to 10 disruptions. I think it's 11 disruptions. I have a video here which showed how I did that. So you have to run this card as a 3-of. Luckily, we do have ways to search it, which just goes to show how key and how integral the card is. We have 3 of the Onomat to pick up. This card can search any Onomat style card. So if you already used your Onomatopoeia, this is where this card comes in, allowing us to search, or I guess special summon, any Onomat style monster from the deck. And that effect, guys, is so underrated. I generally think this card is amazing for the deck. It has got a nice attack boost, so every time a Utopia monster summon, gain a counter, remove 2 from it, search on a Onomat style card from the deck. Remember how I said Utopic Onomatopoeia bridges every single Gagaga style card? And that's why you want him on the field, because suddenly your Colt is live in hand and your glove is live in the graveyard, and he's affected by himself in the field, can spam all of them from the hand. And then we are running some really important one-offs. I gotta say, Zexal Construction, I was not a big fan of this card. I've since come back to it. You do sometimes run into the issue of drawing the double or nothing, so Zexal Construction can take it out of your hand. Also, if you play Utopia Rising, the new card out of Maze of Memories, if you shuffle back the double or nothing, Rising can go into the Utopia double search double or nothing, go into Utopia, and then you can hit them for things like 10k attacks. 1 overlay network, I want to test this card at 1 for now. I might bump it up to 3 if you have a monster as material like Utopia. You can actually take the material off, add it to your hand, and express summon it and search a Exceed based card, which is the whole deck. Its extension effect is so strong. You can summon a level 4 from the hand or grave. If you have one on the field, it doesn't have to be level 4, it can be any level. So you can play this in Utopia Kashtira. We are running Call by the Grave. The Draw and Lock bird has unfortunately found its way into the meta game, but as this video goes out, you probably see my poll for the Draw and Lock bird. You could run this as a 1-of and say you just need to search it with Utopia. If you hard draw this card, Utopia can then search numbers protection, which realistically is what you want to have on the field every time. Sometimes playing the adventure version, I found that I just drew cards I've already used in my turn, whereas with a hand trap version like this, you can actually draw hand traps because you draw like 4 to 6 cards in a turn with this card. Trust is such a good card in this deck. You can search Onomatopoeia, and that's all you need to know. Yeah, I think this card has a lot of uses, and when we play Infinite Permanence, Thrust makes even more sense. We are running the 3 Infinite Permanence, we're going second card to negate monsters, and then rounding off the deck list, we are running 1 numbers protection. So you might have noticed this is a 41 card build. Really easily, you could take out an Infinite Permanence, for example, and turn it to 14 cards. Some issues I ran into, which, you know, it is a rogue deck, so ultimately you are going to lose to the Nibiru, and I hate that we're a rogue deck that gets put in that category. So that's why I highly recommend the adventure version, and that's been the main deck. Let's go into the extra deck. Running 2 Utopias is great. You have extra chances to draw cards if you run double Utopia. Find the OTK, because maybe your negate board was enough to slow them down enough and then you just need a finisher card, detach a material, search double or nothing, climb into any Utopia monster in the extra deck, and then that card cannot attack directly. Its attack is doubled though. 1 Utopia raid just to bridge into Utopia monsters. You could run Utopia Prime. You never ever use their effects. Honestly, you never use their effects. It's the best boss monster we have for Utopia. You can negate monster effect permanently and half its attack. Equip a ZW from the deck. What more could you ask for? We usually bring it out with Utopia Dragonar, but Utopia Double can also do that. Dragonar is obviously one of the most important cards of the deck. We're running Draco Future, Utopic Future. Monster negation comes from a card effects, really pesky card. Some decks can't even out this card, especially when you can steal monsters and the Onomat pickup can change its level. Agaga Magician, I'm starting to consider taking this card out. Post-siding, I will take this card out for Mannequin Cat, which I'll talk about later on in the video. Play the 1 Utopic stage to find the Ascended stage. If we don't see it, it can do like a blanket protection for all your light Utopia Exceed monsters, I believe. So it's like branded opening in that sense. We are running the 1 Utopia Rising. I love this card. When it comes back to your turn, bring out Utopia Lightning with this card, bring out Dragonar with this card, and then you can do some really crazy stuff because the materials will transfer over. And then if you Exceed summon, this card comes back from the graveyard, can slap on a Utopia Lightning or any Utopia card. Harbinger, you summon with Dragonar. It's a great spell negation. You can also protect your monsters as well. It can make everyone attack him instead. Baguska is a staple in any rank 4 deck. If you get hand trapped, end of Baguska more than likely will save you. Prime Effect Alan Bersha, a little bit controversial. I'm not running Zeus in this build. There is barely enough space in this extra deck. Card searches your Utopia, and that's just so important. Detach 4 cards, search a side deck card which you've added in post-siding. That is so broken. Sometimes you just search the D barrier to make it even more competitive, even more busted post-siding. And guys, that's been the extra deck. Some cards I think you should run in the side deck are the Mannequin Cat, which can bring out the Jinzo. It can bring out the Archlord Christia. Just something I want to mention and shout out because it is a number monster which you can bring out with the Dragonar. Once you get the ball rolling, your side deck is suddenly filled with really busted cards like Thunder King Ryo, Spell Canceller, Jinzo, Archlord Christia. So there we go guys, that's been the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to drop a like. Let me know what you thought of this update Utopia deck profile, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.